Yeah, that's what I'll say when I start the stream. I'll be like, hey, it's deconverted. Oh my goodness, I started the stream. Deconverted man here. All right, Monopoly. Morality Monopoly. All right, what is this about? Okay, so I was watching different videos, thinking about what to do. And the good old moral argument for God came. Oh, morals are objective, and this proves God somehow. So I'm like, yeah, no, it doesn't. All right, so we got Monopoly. Yeah. And the rules of Monopoly can be really simply explained as far as how movement goes, but I wanted to make it more complicated. So you said roll two dice that have dots on them. There's the dots are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then add those dots to get a total. Each square is a space on the board. Select an item to be your item. This item is you. Move you on the square starting from go based on how many your total was that you roll on the two dice. And I should have included like which direction you move in as well, and said that that's clockwise and all the stuff that But anyways, all that's pretty much agreed with. Nobody has problems with that. That's the real rules of the game. And now we get to this stupid spot on the board for whatever reason, free parking. Not content with it just being an empty space that does nothing, because that's boring, let's put money there. Any money that goes to the bank now goes under free parking. And then if somebody lands on free parking, they get all that money. That's a house rule. It's not really the rule. The real rule is it's just a blank space that does nothing. Nothing happens when you land there. That's it. Nothing happens when you pass it. There's no fun. It's zero functionality. It's literally just a blank space that says nothing. Do nothing when you arrive at this space. That's what it's supposed to be. But for whatever reason, people are like, I want it to be something. So now we put money under there. And so this gets debated. Like, oh no. Let's not do all the money that let's do just some of the money. Like let's do like whatever money you give to the bank from community chest or chance, that's what goes there. Money that you pay from jail goes there. Or, or and it gets debated. So why? Because we're debating the rule. We're debating what happens when you go there, and you and I have to agree on the damn rule before we can play the damn game. And if we can't agree on the rule, then we really can't play the game. Not really. I mean, we can play it, but when we land on it, something's gonna go. We're not. What happens? Does money go here or not? What happens to the money that goes there? How much money does it goes there? Do I get all the money? Do I get some of the money? Do I get money when I pass it? Do you get money? What's happening? We have to agree upon that because it's a rule that we are debating. And is that what morals are like? So our morals like the fact that we made a rule up and we're saying, hey, we can't agree on what this rule is. We need to consult the rule book and see what the rule book says. The rule book says leave this space blank to do nothing. So maybe we should go by that rule and just do that. Nothing happens when you land on that space. That's what the rule is in the rule book. And let's just go by that. And people go, yeah. Morals are like that. Morals are never like when we debate about the morals. That doesn't happen. We don't have wars and stuff over morals. No. No. Well, yeah, we do have debates over morals and wars over them. But there's an actual rule book that tells you how to actually play the game. And I have that rule book. And my rule book is the right one. And even though some other person, they say, well, no, I actually have the rule book. And I have the real rule. And that makes me happy. And so now the debate is still on, what the damn rule is, but now the debate's on who has the right book to look at. And if both people are absolutely sure that they have the right rule book, right? They both think, I've got the right rule book. I've got the right rule book. And they're both sure that they've got the right rule book. You've got book A and you've got book B, and they're like, I have the real rule book and I have the real rule book. And how do they decide who has the real rule book? Well, I don't know, but classically, they would probably get some sharp objects of some sort, and they'd kill each other over it. And one of them would die, and the other one, their rule book would become the default rule book to follow because they won that battle, right? And then this would just repeat itself over and over and over again until people said, you know what, we're tired of killing each other over rule books. Now we're just going to debate. We're just going to use words to decide who has the real word, the real book here. We're not going to kill each other over it anymore, thankfully. We're just going to use words. And we're going to say, look, if there's no real rules, right, if there isn't an actual rule book, then rules are just subjective, and that's bad, and so it can't be true. But if there is a real rule book, then rules aren't subjective, and that's really good, so that must be true. Now, what the real rule book is, well, that's another debate. We're going to have that debate later on. But for now, what matters is that we don't like that one, so we're going to pretend that one's false, and we're going to pretend that this one is true because we don't like it. And that's what the morality debate is the people are pretending they have an actual rule book that says the rules, and they say their rule book is the real one and everyone else has a false rule book, and you need to follow their rule book to follow the real rules and to have a happy life. But then they have no way to prove that their rule book is really true. And there you go. That's the objective morality. But guess what? God, even if it exists, you can't tell which God is right and which God is wrong. So that you still are back to subjective morality. You can't get away from it. So your monopoly morality doesn't work. We humans invented the rules. We did that. We invented the rules. We invented the rule book. And we're debating on which rules to follow. And it doesn't do us any good to add more to the debate by saying, I have a God that can't be wrong, by the way, and my God is really real, and your God isn't really real, because the other person's going to say the same thing, and we're never going to get to the end of that debate unless you kill each other or whatever, and that's not good for anybody. So let's get rid of the whole God thing. Let's not involve that with morals, and just say, what are good and bad morals? That's a good discussion to have. That's a good, worthwhile discussion to have. But adding God to that just makes things way worse. There are rules, no doubt, but we made the rules, and we must agree to those rules in order to play the game. That's what morals boil down to. All right, let me know if I'm completely wrong in the comments, and I'll tell you that I'm right. And we'll have that discussion, I guess. That's it for now. What a fast video this was. Until next time, be sure to roll doubles or something.